Right guys, so you joined me at the start of this video, sat here at home, and as the title of the video suggests, we have bought some reels from TEMU. Now, they wasn't very expensive, as you would guess, as it being TEMU. 3 big pit cut reels cost me 75 quid in total, so obviously 25 quid each. So this video is all about whether kit from TEMU is any good, basically. So obviously this video is starting a bit different, where we're sat at home and we're kind of going to start off the video by doing an unboxing and just kind of getting my first reaction to seeing what they're like before we actually go to a lake and use them. So as you can see, they are all still wrapped up. I've had them for about 2 weeks now, but I've kept them wrapped so that when I open them now, it will be a genuine kind of reaction to, you know, to what they're like. So here goes. So we'll just open the one because obviously all 3 are the same. Okay, so boxed nicely as you would for any other reel, I suppose. Let me see what it says on the box. It says double sealed precision SUS ball bearings, instant anti-reverse one-way clutch system, interchangeable handle for both left and right, perfect handle arm curve and knob design, precision computer designed rotor balance, new beautiful air rotor with holes more light. You can tell it's foreign. Stronger drive gear for biggest drive power, forged aluminium alloy spool in different colours, SUS and carbon brake washers for super power, excellent line lay with worm shaft system, thick aluminium bare wire and CNC line roller cap. So it kind of says all the same things as any other carp reel would. Right. So, well packaged. Okay, right. Chuck that bubble up to one side. Okay, right. Initial impressions. They look half decent, to be fair. Right, let's tighten up the handle. Let's screw it. So okay, they don't feel, they're not the smoothest, to be fair, compared to, I mean, they don't sound clunky or grindy or anything, but it seems to go alright. It's the oscillation is, I wouldn't call it super slow, but it is slow, so should give decent line lay. It's got a kind of I chose the ones with just a shallow spool. You can get these in different depth spools, but I just want one so that when you buy a spooler line, kind of one spool could do all 3 reels. So that's what I've chose. So yeah, bell arm clicks over nice. So where's the anti-reverse lever? So yeah, it's got a nice decent handle. I love the completely all black design. What does it say on the front? Gear ratio 4.8 to 1. So it says on the front here. So millimeters in line, 0.35 millimeter, 310 meters or yards, 0.4 240, 0.5 180. Oh, and in pounds and yards, the 10 pound line 350 yards, 12 pound line 300 yards, 20 pound line 108. So yeah, it's pretty much about the same line capacity as the reels I currently own. So what's the drag feel like? So if I tighten that right up, okay, so yeah, that is locked up. It did slip a bit then, but that, yeah, that's quite tight. It's right, so how many turns would it have to be to go to fighting drag? I don't know if they're quick drag or not, but I'm not expecting a lot for 25 quid per reel, to be fair, guys. So, but my initial thoughts is, yeah, they look a half decent reel, just without any branding on them. They're not super heavy. Oh, it actually says on the box there, look. So it's got all the different sizes they've come in, and I've got the 9000 size. Just noticed that. So, right. So let's see. So, 1, 2. Is that a fighting? So, 1 full turn. Maybe a tight fighting drag. 1.5 turns. Medium fighting drag. 2 turns. Okay, and that's kind of maybe a loose fighting drag. So let's go back half at it. I've got to be fair, guys. So that's 2.5 turns. That's quite loose. So I imagine I'm playing a fish. Oh, definitely loose. So that's now what I'd call maybe on the running drag, as your rods are on your bite alarms. So we've got a fish on. So from running drag, maybe one full turn, a medium fighting drag. So if I did, yeah. So from a running drag to a fighting drag, 1.5 turns of the clutch. If I did 2 turn, that's quite tough. Yeah. So yeah. So a half decent feeling clutch as well, to be fair, guys. Now I've got to be fair. For a £75 layout for 3 of these reels, they seem okay, to be fair. Yeah, roll a wheel on the bail arm, it rolls. Clutch goes over nice. Like I said, it's not the smoothest. Obviously, it hasn't got the ball bearings of an expensive reel, but for 25 quid, guys, that don't feel too bad, to be fair. And obviously 75 quid for 3. I've got to be fair, guys. I don't think I can really complain at that. The anti-reverse is just there on the side. Most reels have it underneath or kind of on the back. But that's not too bad. It's oh yeah, there's not a lot else to say, guys. I must admit, for 25 quid for a big pit carp reel, guys, I don't think you can go wrong with that. Obviously, the proof of the pudding would be in the eating, as they say. And that'd be to get them on my spare carp rods, get some line on them, and give them a test in a real fishing situation, because obviously looking at them and saying they look nice, they feel okay, is all good and well, but the real test be get them on some rods, get down to a half decent size lake and fish for some half decent size fish and see if they actually perform well. So Let's get some line on them. Let's get to a lake and give them a test. Let's go. And here we are, guys. We are now at the lake. About 3 weeks after I filmed our unboxing, but been a bit busy, so this is the first chance I've had to get out and actually get on the bank with these TEMU reels. So we're not on a lake. I was hoping to fish like one of the Coking Farm lakes where you know, there was be some slightly bigger casting, slightly bigger fish, but we've ended up on linear fisheries, and I'm back on Tar Farm Complex, and I'm back on Lake 6 and Peg 11 again. I booked this peg because I fished it twice before, so I'm hoping the spots out there will still be quite clear, you know, that I can get quite quickly into the fishing. So not fishing yet. I need to do some marker up work just to make sure them spots are free, then we can get the rods out. But yeah, I couldn't really, I wanted to get somewhere else really, but at short notice all places were busy. So, but this obviously this won't be the only video on the TEMU reels. I'll carry on using them, and then you'll get a proper run at how they are, if they last, that is. So right, so what I need to do first is get my marker rod set up and make sure my spots that I've fished here before, all at 13 wraps. There's a certain tree, a pylon and margins, and before they was all clear at at 13 wraps. So we'll get the marker rod set up, clip up at 13 wraps, and then just have a quick lead around, see if them spots are still clear, which, fingers crossed, is what I'm hoping, so we can get into the fishing quite quickly. Right guys, so marker rod set up. Well, technically it's not my marker rod, it's actually my spod rod. But what I've done, I've taken the spom off, just put one of my marker leads on there. What if them spots are clear? Once I know they're clear, I don't need my marker rod again. I'm not bothered about depth. I know the lake normally is about 6 foot deep. Water level's down at the moment, it's about 5 foot deep. It's pretty consistent all the way through. So I only need it to find out if the spots are clear, and then that's it. Once we've done the marking up, the lead can come off and the spom can go back on. Right, so this is going to be my first cast, and my genuine first cast as well. I've not done any test casting off of camera, so as I said, particular tall tree. Oh, yep, that sounded like it went down with a thud. Absolutely still clear. And then, what, half rod length back, and then it's in weed. But the important thing is that spot is clear. That's why I booked this peg, because I know the spots, I know the ranges. And we'll do one more just to double check, just in case we have any skew with casts. So we'll try and do a skew with cast as well. But it didn't, it landed right on that tree, so absolutely clear. Right hand rod is good to go. Pylon, which last time I fished to it, the trees are a bit more bare, so I can just make it out. But that was on the money. And is it clear? Not. Okay, that one isn't so clear anymore. Right. Obviously it'll be easier when it comes to spodding if all the ranges are at the same distance. Only a little bit of weed has come back. Right, so there is also where that pylon is. Again, it's only just visible to my eye, but there's a slightly darker, pointier tree to the right of that pylon. Let's aim for that. Yeah, well, it didn't go down with a thud. So, yeah, so that spot has definitely got weedy since I last fished it. So what will be the middle rod will need a bit more work to find a clear spot. What I'll do is carry on leading around. Oh, a bit more weed has come back, so maybe if I go a bit more left of the pylon, it might be. It looks like recently the old weed boat has been in recently, because dotted around the lake I can see is big piles of weed that have been shoveled into the margin. So the weed boat has been in very recently. Right, and then we'll try the middle rod, left rod now, guys, to see if that spot not far from the margins. So again, I remember aiming for a particular tall tree. Well, that's not too bad. It feels like there's some light weed there, but oh, and definitely pulls into heavier weed. Right, so we definitely need to do a bit more marker up work. So one rod is definitely good, but we'll do that off the camera, guys, just to because obviously we've already made the blog quite long already by doing the unboxing of the reels, so I don't want to make the blog too much longer. Right, I'll do a bit more marking up work off the camera, guys, and then get back to you when I'm done. Right, guys, that didn't take too much longer to be fair, because obviously when people are fishing they always pick out tall trees on the horizon to pick out as marker spots to fish to. So I'm not sure I'm going to fish the margins yet. I did find a clear spot on the margin. It's still at 13 wraps, but it's going quite close to the reeds where it's a bit shallower. There you're kind of heading into kind of bird life territory where you could get picked up and what have you. And I don't know if I can be bothered with the faff of having to worry about bird life. But I did find another spot at 13 wraps again on a particular tall tree, or couple of trees, kind of big rounded trees. So 13 wraps, that went down with a nice donk, but I think the spot is very small. I need to be right on the cast, right on the clip, right on the tall bit of that tree, and then not move it, because it goes down with a donk, but then as soon as I pull back it pulls into weed, so it's a very tight margin of where to fish, but it is clear, that's the main thing. And then aiming at my right, so kind of halfway between pegs 1 and 2 on the far bank, again another particular tall tree. I'll put an arrow on it now so you can see which one I mean. But yeah, found another lovely clear spot, much bigger at this time, and but a bit closer in, 11 wraps and 2 foot. So yeah, so what was going to be my right hand rod is now going to be my middle rod. My right hand rod's going to aim sort of just out for open water, and what would have been roughly kind of my middle rod is now going to be my left hand rod. So we've got 2 at 13 wraps and 1 at 11 wraps and 2 foot. So right, I'm happy with that. That didn't take too long to sort out. So right, I need to rig up. I'm going to fish with PVA bags this session, guys. Why PVA bags? Because PVA bags have a bit of weight to them, and I feel one of the ways to sort of test these reels, you know, especially the clutch and how good they are, is to cast some a bit heavier. So hence I'm going to go with PVA bags rather than a lead clip type rig. So yeah, so we're going to do PVA bags, cast a bit more sort of weight with them. I know the ranges aren't massive, but like I say, the lake I had in mind was busy, so we couldn't get on. So that is something I'll look at doing in the near future. All right, so here we go then. As I said just now, going to be fishing with PVA bags due to the testing weight I want to try. This is going to be the right hand rod fishing at that 11 wraps and 2 foot range. One thing I did notice about when I was doing the wraps and clipping up, the line clip isn't very big and it's quite sunken into the body of the spool, so putting the line in the clip was quite tricky. I'd say that's the only negative I've come across so far with these reels. But all I did, I went around anti-clockwise around the clip instead of clockwise like I normally do, and that was much easier. But here we go then, guys. So this is going to be the first genuine cast. I haven't done any other test casting or nothing. It's going to be as you see it, guys. Well, it hasn't exploded yet. And as some of you who follow me on my fishing social media, Carp Kings Let's Go Fishing, I've done an update of these reels, and several people said, oh, they're going to explode the first time you use them. Well, not yet, they haven't. Line peeled off them fairly nicely, just like my other reels, I'd say, to be fair. Got to put a back lead on, but no flying back lead because it is quite weedy out there. So normally I put a flying back lead on, so just to minimise what's on the rig, so it doesn't collect any weed. Right, that's not too bad. Right, as I said on the unboxing, it's not the smoothest of clutches. It's quite notchy, but like I said, these reels cost me 25 quid each. I'm not expecting the world, so, but I'd say that is a nice fighting running drag now. And if I did 2 turns, well, that's not even, yeah, so half a turn, 1 turn, that kind of goes into a nice loose fighting. But if I do quarter more turn, yeah, so to be fair, the drag isn't actually too bad on them, guys. It's right, so let's go back open 1 full turn and a quarter. Yeah, that's not too bad, to be fair. A lot better than I was expecting. Obviously, the full test will be when we get a fish on them. If we get a fish on them. But yeah, so far for 20 quid a reel, 25 quid a reel, quite pleasantly surprised, to be fair, so far, guys. Second rod, guys, and this one is at the 13 wraps on the middle rod. And what I did then, when I clipped up, I straight away went to an anti-clockwise wrap around the lead clip, and that was much easier. And I've actually got someone sat in my bivvy who we've not seen for a long time, and he said that's the way he does it anyway.
Not around the lead clip though, around the line clip.
Is that what I said? Lead clip? Oh, line clip. Come and say hello, because we haven't seen you for a while, have we, mate?
No.
Look.
I'm back by popular demand.
Yay! Oh, Craig's fishing in peg 10, guys.
First time fishing in about 9-10 months.
And a lot slimmer looking too.
Yeah.
Right, anyway guys, so particular tool tree, 13 wraps. Oh, just hit the clip there, not the lead clip, the line clip. Right, and here we go guys, rod number 3, left hand rod, aiming towards those big round trees in the very distance. Again, so far so good. They seem to be holding up well. Like I say, when I put a post on them on my social media, there were a few comments like, you know, buy cheap, buy twice. Oh, they're going to explode the first time you use them. First fish on them, they fall apart. And I get that, because they are so cheap. But unless someone tries them, like more, you just ain't gonna know. That's it, guys. All 3 rods fishing. TEMU testers started. Fingers crossed for a fish or two to properly put them into test. Right, guys. Here we go. Here we go. About an hour after the rods have gone out, and I've got my first run on the middle rod. And so far, holding up very nicely. Must admit, when the run happened, the reels did sound very industrial as the line was peeling off. But the clutch seems to be, I mean, obviously we don't know the size of the fish yet, but so far the clutch seems to be holding out well. Like, as I said, took about a full turn and a bit to get from the running drag to the fighting drag, which, to be fair, again, isn't a lot different to my ESP reels. The fish has gone through weed, I think, which is subduing the fight a bit, but
Yeah, it's very weedy.
But we're pulling in a load of weed as well. So again, it's another test of the clutch on these reels, because you'd kind of pull in a dead weight. And oh, it's not a very big one. I think it's more weed than fish. But oh, it shook off some of that weed now. Oh, it didn't like the look of that net, did it? But I've got to be fair, the fight that's been going through the clutch so far has been okay.
I reckon they sound quite nice.
Yeah, and it's, like I say, yeah, the reel hasn't exploded, the clutch hasn't broken, the ball bearings haven't fallen out. It's, if I was doing this blindfolded, I'd say, apart from the more industrial sound, guys, I wouldn't say it's a lot different to my reels I've got now.
And the net she goes.
And there we go, guys. Hour into the session. So it's not a big one. But so far, TEMU specials have held up well. Right, guys, so as I said while playing at fish, the rod's about an hour, and if it's any longer than that, it ain't much longer. Middle rod, fishing a yellow Beetling Plus wafter in the solid bag. Yeah, and we've put them TEMU reels to the test already. How about that? 14.5 pound, guys. So, not a fish size to really push them reels to a limit, but we did have to fight it through some weed. But what a start. Hour in and the blank is out the way already. Lovely jubbly. And yeah, like I say, unfortunately we didn't get the run on camera because the camera wasn't set up for it, but yeah, they sounded really, it's almost like I didn't need a bite alarm because they were so industrial sounding, which I actually quite like. How's about that for a starter then, guys? Not bad at all. Nice TEMU special fish. Right then, guys, so this far isn't far off the bank now because camera's been set up for me by Craig. Cheers, Craig. But yeah, middle rod again on that tall tree spot. And
He looks a good fish.
he looks a bit better than the other one, doesn't he? But yeah, middle absolutely. I was literally about to put some spod out, guys. I was just getting my spod bucket and everything ready to knock up some spod mix. And because it was about 4 hours ago now since that last fish. Oh, you sausage, come on. And yeah, I was, well, it's gone quiet, let's get some bait out. And I was literally just getting that sort of ready, and
I think that's to go underneath the rods.
is he gonna, oh, where's he gone? Oh, has he gone into that weed?
Yeah.
Oh. Is he, oh, it's all right, I think I've brought him back. Yeah, so yeah, I was just getting some spod ready, and he's
definitely bigger than the last one. Looks nice though as well.
oh, he's just gone into that little bit of weed
Yeah.
down there, look.
Just trying
Oh,
to...
that's all right, little test of the reels, look, just had to, and there we go, in the net, lovely jubbly. Right guys, this fish put them TEMU reels through a much better test. Heavier fish, better looking fish. Weed bed to weed bed, working it round my other rods. But look at that then. There's nothing wrong with those TEMU reels whatsoever when you're winding in fish like this through a weedy lake. How's about that? That is a peach. Lovely jubbly.
Very nice.
Oh, let's have a look at the other side. Let's give you a bit of water, my love. Look at that's some lovely scalings, isn't it?
Oh, it's pretty weird.
What?
Being stood on this side of the camera for a change.
But there you go, guys. So solid bags, middle rod once again. Beetling Plus yellow wafters. Well, I was literally about to put bait out, but yeah, didn't get that far when middle rod raced off again. So contemplating doing 2 on a spot now. So right.
Well done, mate.
Cheers, mate. Right, guys. So before I put any rods back out, I've just picked up my marker rod again. I had the spom on it. Well, it's my spod rod, but I've just put the lead back on it, and seeing we've had 2 fish off of that sort of single tall tree point, what I'm going to do now is, I know fishing to the tree is obviously clear, but I'm going to see if it's big enough for 2 rods. So I'm going to use the tree obviously still as a marker, but cast one to the left, or one to the right in that case. and kind of use either side of the tree as yeah, so yeah, it just about landed on the clear spot to the right then, so I can definitely go to the right of the tree and still be on that clear spot. Right, shake that bit of weed off. Right, and let's try the left hand side of that tree and see if it's still right. That felt a bit soft. Oh no, no, it is clear. And then it pulls into, so right, so it's definitely clear enough for 2 rods. Definitely clear for 2 rods. So as most of you know by watching my fishing videos, I normally spread my rods out to maximize different fishing spots. But let's go a bit more to the right even and see. If I can even fish 3 on us. Yes. Right. That is big enough to put 3 rods on a spot. Possibly. We'll start off with 2 rods. We'll go one to the left side of the tree, one to the right side of the tree. But it's definitely big enough to put 3 rods on. So if I want to do that. Right guys, so as you can see, I've got 2 rods wound in. Well, the one what we've just had the fish on, and then I've just wound in the left hand rod. So what I'm going to do to start off with is do 2 on a spot. So not to be greedy, not to overpressure a spot maybe. So we'll see how it goes with 2 on a spot, and then we decide what to do from there. So right, so we'll aim this one, so try and make this one the right hand side of. Yeah, lovely jubbly, just landed right side of the tree, and then left rod back out to that spot. So obviously we want the left hand side of that tree now guys. Which has landed absolutely on the money. For a change, it looks like I can cast. Right guys, so I was trying to do this before that fish rudely interrupted what I was doing, but yeah, now we've got to, in fact I've took my watch off for that fish, but I'm going to put some bait out now that's going to make it a bit easier. Now we've got 2 on a spot, that's going to make it much easier to bait up that spot, because let's face it, my casting doesn't land on the same spot every time, and probably most of you don't as well. You know, this is real angling, and let's face it, when you aim for a tree, probably you only get that spot 50% of the time, and the other 50% of the time you go left of it, you go right of it. So, and that's probably what's going to happen now, which will make baiting over the 2 spots easy. Right, anyway, so what we've got down here, we've got 2 buckets. We've got one with a boilie chops and pellet combo. The boilies are the Nuts 365, and the pellets are just the standard Hinders pellet. And then the other bucket, we got some just good old sweet corn. I haven't mixed them together yet. I'm going to mix it as and when I need it, because if you mix sweet corn with pellet, as probably everyone who's done it knows, the pellet will dry out the sweet corn, and what you end up with is a load of floating sweet corn that feeds nothing but the duck life, bird life. So we'll have a big old scoop of the boilie chops and pellet combo. And the same With the sweet corn. There we go, that might do. I don't know how many spawns it would do. I'm not that clever. Right. Spod rod is already clipped up to 13 wraps because we had the lead on it just not long ago, and all I did was take the lead off, put the spom on. Alright, so this might scare the fish away for a little while, but if it brings more in later on, then obviously that's the plan. Oh, so that was aiming at the tree and we've gone right, so that's baited up the right hand rod. So in fact no, it hasn't, because it hasn't opened. Good old spawns. This is hard work today, guys, because it's really warm. So that's baiting up the right hand side of the rod. I can see that one already. And no, it's not, because it hasn't opened again. What is going on with these spawns? We might get some bait on that right hand rod soon, guys. Right, that's landed right on the tree, so that's in between the two rods now, which is fine. It's all in the vicinity, which is close enough. Whew. And then after this bait going out, it'll be time to bait up my plate and feed myself. Oh, yeah, that's going to the right hand side. And it opened for a change. Right, so there is some bait on that right hand spot of the middle rod, right hand side of the spot. Good evening, guys. Just thought I'd do a quick update just before I tuck into me pit for the night. It is quite 10:30, so yeah, chilling off for the evening now. I know it looks kind of nice and bright round here, but I think that's the moonlight that's making the evening look nice and kind of still kind of lit. But yeah, just gone 10 o'clock. Oh, just gone 10:30, and so. But anyway, since I put that spod mix out, guys, it's been all quiet. There's been the occasional fish sort of just head and shouldering out. But wind's dropped off now, and it's a nice still lake now. But yeah, just a really nice peaceful evening. There's only me and Craig and Peg 10 on the lake tonight, but looking at the Go Catch app, tomorrow night, Friday, it's a lot busier tomorrow. Obviously the weekend is on tomorrow, from tomorrow. So anyway, I'm going to settle down for the evening, guys, and hopefully we can have a fish or two in the night. Right, but if we don't, see you in the morning. Oh, good morning, guys. Mostly a quiet night after I done that update last night. I had a screaming run on the right hand rod, the rod that's fishing on the slightly shorter spot, and yeah, lifted the rod up, felt the fish on, and then when I was playing it I was like, well, that feels funny, it must be swimming towards me, and then there's nothing there. And then this morning I had a tench on that same rod. He just got unhooked in the margins and went straight back. And then again, about half hour ago, another screaming run on that same right hand rod at 11 wraps and 2 foot. And exactly the same thing happened. Like, lifted into it, felt the fish, and then winding in, thinking, oh, swimming towards me because it's quite light. And then nothing there. So 2 exactly the same occurrences on the same rod, which was very unusual. But as you can see, we've got no rods out at all at the moment because the old morning facilities visit was required. So that's a good chance now to anyway to refresh all the baits, put fresh PVA bags on, and sort of start afresh. I think there must be a social or something coming on the lake today because there's like a big group of lads walking around looking at all the swims at the moment. So I think the lake's about to get busy. Right, I need to crack on, make some PVA bags, get back to you in a bit. And guys, so that's 3 PVA bags tied up, ready for this morning's recast. So just time to wrap them up. Got the new PVA bag on. Ground's dry, so normally I'd put a towel or a bucket lid down or something, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wind it back to the 2 foot marker. So, yep, so obviously with that count, this is going to be the right hand rod. Fishing on that closest spot I'm fishing. I think we've had 2 runs and a tench off of that spot, so I've decided to stick with that spot on this rod and keep the other 2 rods on that other spot. What I've also been doing, guys, before the rods have been going out, I've been injecting the bags with a glug of liquid. In this case, it's one I've not used before from Hinders. It's a garlic ellipse oil. Definitely smell the garlic in it, but yeah, I've not used that one before. Whether that's making a difference to my catch rate, but yeah, definitely smell the garlic in it. Well, as you'd hope with something that's called garlic ellipse oil. Right guys, just had a bit of a bleep on my right hand rod on that shorter spot. I think it's safe to say something was knocking around that spot because you know, we see me put the oil in the bags and look at that flat spot out there. It's yeah, definitely was something was knocking around that right hand rod. Yeah, because it's obviously it disturbs all the pellet that's got the oil soaked into it. The oil obviously then comes up and then creates that flat spot. So yeah, that's the good thing about oils in the PVA bags. Lets you know when something's been happening. Right guys, so we're just after 2 o'clock, so I thought I'd do a quick early afternoon update because we are bang on the time we had that first fish up common yesterday, and it's all quiet so far. There's a whole group of lads turned up this morning that's taken every single swim on the opposite side of the bank, so yeah, so the lake is quite quite busy now. What's on the other side? 1, 2, 3, 8 pegs, I think, something like that. And yeah, they're all taken. But yeah, it's I thought something might have happened by now, to be fair, and because we're at the time we had that comment yesterday, if we don't get anything in the next hour or so, I'm going to wind all the rods in one at a time, recast them with fresh PVA bags, just for the, you know, for the attraction of it, and yeah. But yeah, so we'll give it another hour before we do a recast, and hopefully we can have something today. Right then guys, so as I said about an hour ago, I'd redo the rods if nothing had happened. Nothing has happened, so I'm redoing the rods. I say redoing the rods, I've already done the right hand rod and middle rod. They both landed absolutely on the money. Oh, I blocked up the nozzle. I'll still get some oil. Yeah, I think I've jammed pellets in the nozzle of my bottle. Oh, there we go. So, so this is the third and final rod of the mid-afternoon recast. Excuse the silly little towel tucked under my hat and down the back of my shirt. It's so sunny and warm. I've had to just do that just to stop myself from getting sunburnt. Oh, that's going a bit left. Oh, it's not too bad actually. Just to the right hand side of the tree. Well, I said the first two went on the money, and typical when I'm filming the rod I want to get on camera. That's the one that goes slightly askew. Went too bad low, landed on the right hand side of the tree. I wanted it dead on the tree really, but it's not too bad. Right guys, that is all 3 rods done, and then yeah, we'll leave them for a little while now. Oh, put the lid back on. I'm going to get some more of this garlic oil. That smells really good. I've nearly used up the old bottle. But yeah, so we will leave the rods now for another 3 to 4, maybe 5 hours. It's not the kind of water where you kind of you got to keep recasting. You have to kind of wait for a little while so you don't spook your water. But yeah, I think if nothing happens between now and kind of evening time, we'll redo the rods then for the night, just to put fresh hook baits on, the fresh traction of the bag, etc, etc. And to be fair, I think I've only got enough of that garlic oil to do probably 3 more bags anyway. Right, fingers crossed for the next several hours guys, because yeah, definitely a bit slower today. Right guys, so as you can see there's only 2 rods out at the moment. That's because we've had a bit of a disaster in a sense. There's 2 swans living on this lake, and they've just come round sort of down this margin and sort of heading that way, sort of from my left to my right. And one of the swans, unfortunately, has got a rig hanging out of its mouth. So someone's obviously lost a rig at some point. It's hanging out of the swan's mouth. It must be a leader, because I could see a lead hanging off of the other end. Yeah, as swans were swimming past my rod tips, that dangling leader with the lead then caught my line on my right hand rod, and yeah, took my right hand rod out. So yeah, so I've wound down, but obviously it got to a point where my rig met the rig hanging from the Swan, and my rig then broke off on that rig, so it got snapped off. So so it is after hours now. So what I've just done, I've just rang the Linear Fisheries mobile number and left a message on their sort of answer phone, voicemail, whatever you call it these days, and just informed them that there is a swan going around towing a leader with a lead on it. And but yeah, a bit of a disaster. So yeah, poor Swan, he's out of my sight now, but yeah, I could see him when he come down. I thought it looked like a bit of weed hanging out of his mouth, and when he got into my swim he was shaking his head. I thought, oh, he seems a bit in distress, and then got up, and then yeah, so obviously at some point someone's lost a rig and the Swan's picked it up and hooked himself. And yeah, so hopefully someone at Linear Fisheries gets that voicemail that I've just left to let them know, and someone can come down and sort that out. Yeah, so long and short of it is, I need to re-rig my right hand rod. Right then guys, so we are pretty much bang on 9 PM and I'm just redoing my rods now for the night. So even though we redone the right hand rod about 2 hours ago for that Swan incident, I've still done that one again. Middle rod's gone to the right hand side of that sort of tree that I'm using as my marker. And what I did also after I'd done the right hand rod earlier on, after I had to redo it, I did put a little bit of bait on that rod because we didn't put any bait on that spot yesterday. So I thought, because nothing's happened today, I've got nothing to lose. So I didn't put a lot on. I just did 2 spoms of boilie mixed pellet and 1 of sweet corn. So obviously 3 in total. So last rod for the night to do. So this one I'm going to put on the tree, because the 2 fish I've had so far yesterday were on that tree. So, but that's if the wind don't have other ideas, because it's still, oh, on the money, lovely. I think that is my first cast today with the wind we've had that's actually landed spot on. Right, that's it then guys. So unless anything happens in the night, that'll probably be the last time we touch the rods, because I can't be on here no later than 10 AM tomorrow morning, because that's when the next person, if there is another person booked to be in the swim, when they're due to be in here. So I think 9 AM is meant to be my pack up time, but unless the next person's here already, then you can sort of push it to the time that you actually have to be off. Right, fingers crossed for a fish or 2 in the night. Right guys, we finally have fish number 3. 11:30 at night. I was just sat up watching Darren's catfishing blog, because both of our catfishing blogs went live today, and I was just watching Darren's, and yeah, left hand rod on that single tall tree again. Went with this 1712 guys. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to get this one in. I didn't think I was going to get this one in, because this one just seemed to go from weed bed to weed bed to weed bed. And yeah, I just felt the line grating here, the line grating there, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to get this one in. But finally, fish number 3. It's been a bit of an effort today, to be fair. I did wonder if I was going to get any more this session, but they're cracking looking fish, but obviously artificial light probably doesn't do it any favours. Yeah. Oh, thank God we're on your scorecard again. Been a slow day. Good morning, guys. And yeah, I must have been tired last night because I've literally only just woke up and it's 8:10, which means I haven't really got time to do anything because yeah, it means I've got to be off between like an hour and 50 minutes. So well, 9 o'clock is the time I'm meant to be off. 10 o'clock is potentially the time someone else could be on. So yeah, so I haven't really got time to do anything this morning. I just got to get up and start packing up. Right, I'll not end the blog just yet. We'll leave the camera pointing at the rods while I pack everything else up. And then, yeah, I'll do a outro once I've fully packed up. Right, guys, we're 5 to 9 now, and all I've got left is the rods on the ground. So I think that's probably one of the quickest pack-ups I've ever done. So, in conclusion, what do I think about the TEMU big pit carp reels? Actually, really, really good. For the money, 25 quid each, they've done what they're meant to do. They're, I really can't fault them, to be fair. And yeah, there's not a lot to say about them, really. I mean, they'll do everything your expensive big pit carp reels will do. I've literally not found a fault with them. They are, well, maybe the one slight fault, the handle of them is a bit cheap and plastic and sort of cheap looking. I'd say that is my own gripe, but for 25 quid per reel, absolutely brilliant. I mean, we've had 3 fish, but they've all had to pull the fish through weed, so they've had to give a bit of welly. We had a swan go through our line, so I've had to play a swan in. The clutch didn't blow up. And yeah, they've performed brilliantly. I would say absolutely no difference to my more expensive ESP reels that I've got. Yeah, the line clips haven't fallen out. That was why I wanted to fish with PVA bags, because, you know, hitting a PVA, hitting the clip with a PVA bag, something a bit heavier, just to sort of test the line clips out. They're fine. The clutch is fine. They work perfectly. So, would you replace your more expensive carp reels with them? Probably not. If you were getting into carp fishing, would they do the job? Absolutely yes. Would you want a second set of reels, rod reels set up using these reels? Yes, they do the job. Obviously this is the first time we've used them, so the next test is their longevity. How long will they last? That's the next question. But during this session, they've been faultless, nothing wrong. Anyone interested, I've got the NGK 9000 size. I think there's about 5 or 6 different sizes. I went for the 9000 size because that's the size that holds about 250 metres of 18-pound line that I like to use. As you know, most reels now come with like 250 markers on them, so I like to fill a spool to the 250 marker, and those reels do it perfectly. Right, time to wind them in now, get home, have a shower. But yeah, in conclusion, reels are faultless, they do the job, and yeah, for the money, I'd highly recommend them. I'll put a link to them on the TEMU site to them if you want to have a look at them. But yeah, can't fault them, guys. So yeah, right, it's time to get these last few rods in, and then I can get home. Alright, tight lines. Until next time, I'll be at the Islands Carp Fishery on the back of the Landing Net Social in 2 weeks' time. So, till then, tight lines, everyone.